I want to help you from wasting money when it comes to selecting a rod for inshore saltwater fishing. And that's what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go over the 3 types of rods that you're going to need for most situations whenever you're looking for those redfish, trout, snook, and flounder. So let's get right into it. When it comes to picking out a rod and reel, the task can be daunting because there is so many different choices out there. You go to the box store, you go online, you don't know where to start, and it gets confusing. And with the different tactics and techniques, it can make it even more confusing. So that's why I want to break it down. I want to make it as simple as possible. And what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the 3 rods that's going to cover most tactics and techniques that you're going to be using inshore, and that way you can make a better decision when it comes to picking out what's right for you. So we're going to talk about the length, we're going to talk about the power, we're going to talk about the action, the reels, the lines, the leaders, pretty much everything that you need to make an educated decision on what's going to be best for how you fish. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom of our power range and we're going to work our way up. Now don't think that just because it's on the lower end of the power range it's less quality. It has nothing to do with quality, it has to do with application. So we're going to start at the bottom end and we will work our way up. So where we're going to start is going to be the medium light power. And what a medium light rod is made for, it's made for your smaller presentations. So your small paddle tails, your small shrimp imitations, maybe even a small live bait that it's going to take a lighter power rod to be able to cast that any kind of distance. That's where the medium light shines. I just happen to have mine rigged up with a small shrimp imitation. This is what I've been throwing all morning with it. This is a perfect pairing. Now when it comes to the length and the action of the rod, we recommend 7.5 foot. And the reason why is you're going to have the better casting distance with your 7.5 foot. So if you're fishing open flats, and that's what we're really talking about here is fishing open flats, the 7.5 foot is going to be the better one. Now the action, we recommend a fast action, and that's for use with artificial lures. The fast action is going to give you better input from that lure and you're going to be able to work it a little bit better. However, you can still use live bait with fast action, and it goes the opposite. If you try to use a slower action, like a moderate action with artificial lures, it doesn't work as well, but it works okay with your live bait. So go ahead and get the fast action, that way it works best with both. Now when it comes to the reel, we recommend a 2500 size reel with the medium light. Some people to go smaller, but I like having a 2500, that way if you have that fish that runs towards you, you're going to be able to keep up with it. A smaller reel is not going to be able to pick up the line as much. A 2500 is a great balance between lightweight and being able to have that pickup retrieve speed that you need to keep up with those fish. As far as the line, I'm going to go down to either 6 or 8 pound braid, and the reason why is because this is a finesse setup. This is made for your smaller lures. We don't need a whole lot of power. We don't need heavy braid and we don't need heavy line because we're not going to be able to apply that much power to the fish. And when it comes to the leader is going to be lighter also. I'm going to be throwing 12 to 15 pound most of the time. I've even gone down as light as 10, but that 12 to 15 pound is going to be where you want to stay with that medium light. When it comes to line and leader with the medium light, we don't need the big stuff because we're not applying a whole lot of pressure with these fish. And with a finesse setup, the lighter is going to get you more strikes, and that's what we're after with the medium light setup. Now up from there, we're going to go up to the medium power, and this is going to be your all-purpose. This is going to be your workhorse rod. You're going to use this more often than not. This is where we recommend everybody start with whenever they get into inshore fishing, is the medium power. Again, we're going to go with a 7.5 foot length for the extra casting distance, and we're going to go with that fast action so it works well with lures and with live bait. And the reel that we're going to pair with that is going to be a 2500 size reel, just like we do with the medium light. We don't need to go up any bigger than that. This still has plenty of power to get those inshore fish in there, and the lighter weight is going to help you out, especially when you're casting lures all day long, which is a lot of times you're going to be doing with this medium power, and that lighter 2500 is all that you need. And for the main line, we're going to go anywhere from 8 to 10 pound braid. I've got 10 on this one. That works perfectly well with this setup. And the leader is going to be dependent on the situation that you're fishing. Typically you're going to go maybe on the low end 15 pound, but you can go all the way up to 30 pound depending on the structure. So if you're fishing around oysters, you're fishing around docks and mangroves that requires a heavier leader, you can go up to about 30 pounds with a medium power, and that'll get you enough power to be able to pull those fish out there without having to worry about being broken off. Now the types of lures that you're going to be throwing with this is going to be your standard inshore stuff. I happen to have a 5-inch jerk shad on this one, but your 4-inch paddle tails, your medium size topwater lures like a moonwalker or something like that, that's right in the wheelhouse for a rod like this. Typically the weight range on these is going to be anywhere from 1/4 ounce on the low end to 3/4 ounce on the high end, with that 1/2 ounce being right in the sweet spot. And that's typically a lot of your inshore lures are going to be right there about that. So that's why your medium power is really the workhorse. It does so many things well. Now going up from there, we are going to go up to the medium heavy. Again, this is going to be a 7.5 foot. You know, that's a common thread with these. We like that 7.5 foot because it gives us that extra casting distance, and we're going to do that fast action so it works well with lures and with live and natural bait, cut bait too. But the 7.5 foot medium heavy is what you're going to use whenever you're throwing bigger lures. So you're throwing a 5-inch lure, you're throwing, you know, big hard baits, big topwater lures, something that has a lot of resistance in the water, like a chatterbait or maybe even a spinnerbait. That's when you're going to throw the medium heavy. And when you're fishing for bigger fish, so your overslot red, your overslot snook that are around that heavy structure, you're going to need that extra power of the medium heavy rod. And the reel that we're going to put on there is going to be a 3,000 sized reel. And the reason why we're going to put a 3,000 on there is we're going to be putting heavier line, so we need a little extra line capacity. So 15-pound main line on the braid with a 3,000 size reel. You can go up to a 4,000, that is a possibility, but the 3,000 is all the power that you need, and it has plenty of line pickup, and it's going to be lighter, so it's going to be better whenever you're throwing those lures all day long. So again, 15-pound braid, and on the leader, we're going to go anywhere from 20 on the low end, and we could go as high as 40 or 50 on the high end, depending on the fish and the structure that we're after. So if we're fishing for bigger fish around heavier structure, then we can go all the way up to 40 or 50 pound with no issues. So to recap, we have a medium light. That's going to be our finesse setup. So if we're fishing for slot size fish, if we're throwing smaller lures, if we're throwing smaller live bait, we're going to be going with that medium light setup. That's a really good trout setup. It's going to be a medium light power rod, 7.5 foot fast action, 2,500 size reel, 6 to 8 pound braid with 12 to 15 pound leader. That is going to be a great finesse setup. Going up from there, we're going to go to a medium power. Your medium power is your all purpose. That is your work truck of rod and reels. So using most of your inshore techniques, whether that be topwater, whether that be a paddle tail or a jerk shad, that's where you want to be. You want to be in that medium power range. Now fishing around open flats, you're going to want that 7.5 foot fast action. That's going to give you that good balance between artificial lures and using natural bait. We're going to put a 2,500 size reel. Your braid is going to be 8 to 10 pound main line, and then you're going to go anywhere from 15 to 30 pound leader depending on the structure that you're fishing. And from there, we're going to go to the medium heavy. The medium heavy is your big fish setup. It's going to be a 7.5 foot rod, fast action. We're going to put a 3,000 sized reel on that one. It's going to give us some really good casting distance, and it's going to have the backbone to pull those bigger fish out from that heavy structure and out of danger's way. Now, these 3 setups are going to cover you for most inshore situations that you're going to run across. Now, there are going to be some specific tactic style rods, like something that might be a little bit lighter, something that might even be a little bit heavier. But if you start with these 3 rods, you're going to be covered pretty much everywhere. And I will say this too. Even though I covered 3 rods, you really need to think about the way that you fish. If you never plan on finesse fishing, then don't worry about using a medium light. Spend that money and maybe buy another medium power if that's what you're going to be using. That way you have 2 setups. And the other way too, if you never plan on fishing for oversized fish around jetties and big structure or anything like that, then maybe you don't need a medium heavy. You can go again with another medium, and that's where we recommend everybody start, is with that medium. So if you don't have one yet, or if you're looking to upgrade your existing one to a nicer quality, we definitely recommend that medium power 7.5 foot fast action. That is the do-all rod that will get you just about anything that you need done inshore fishing. Now, if you're looking for some quality setups, we do have some available at fishstrong.com. This happens to be the Slam Stick. This is one of my favorites. You can just read the reviews at fishstrong.com. We have a lot of insiders that use this rod, and they absolutely love it. We also have the Slot Machine, which is our custom rod. That's our high-end rod. Again, one of the best rods I've ever used. So check it out. It's going to be at fishstrong.com. And remember, if you are an insider, you're going to get huge discounts off a tackle at fishstrong.com. So if you use these 3 setups, you're going to be covered for just about any situation that you're going to run across to inshore. Now, there are some niche setups that's not covered by this, and I'd love to hear from you. What are those setups that you have that you can't leave home without because you use them all the time? Whether it be more powerful, less powerful, love to hear from you. Drop a comment down below. Now, if you have any questions that I didn't specifically answer in this video, go ahead and drop them down in the comments below, and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. As always, I really do appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Bye.